Get this going.
Oh, yeah.
Is it almost 8 o'clock? Hey, what time is it back home right now, Brittany Renee? What time is it? Do you know?
7:59.
Are you on there yet?
I'm trying. I know it's I just now got a notification.
I like to look. I like to sit here and stare at my hair to see how it's looking. Hey, I see you finally gotten on here, Brittany Renee.
I'm here.
It's time. It's 8 o'clock. That means on Thursday nights we do straight from the gut, no matter where we're at. We've done it in we've done it in Miami before. We've done it. I've done it here before. Now I'm back here doing this. So, hey everybody, thank you for getting on here. If you've never watched this, my name's Tommy Davidson. I go by GoodTimeTommy or hashtag GTT. And every Thursday night, the purpose of doing this is I am 44 years old. I would like to go back and tell myself these strategies at 30 years old. Maybe somebody out there needs to hear what I struggle with, or what I've done, or what I would do today. Weatherman, thank you for getting on here. Shane Whitworth, my old school buddy. Good to see you on here. If you would please share, please like, please comment, please ask questions. Today, what we're discussing, and I don't know how long this show is going to be tonight, but last Sunday at the service, we were talking about becoming a man. It was Father's Day.
What service?
It was, what service, Richard?
Nobody
Bringing
knows.
the heat. Hey, Richard Nace, thank you for getting on here. Leslie Lovin. I see you, Weatherman. We can't do it without you. But Brady Cooper, the pastor, was talking about what it means to be a man. And it really had me thinking deep into myself. Because at 44 years old, you could still be a boy. He said there's men out there that they become men at early ages. Some people never develop outside of being a boy. And I remember one time me and my buddy Tony Woodall, we were riding around, and he was talking. I lost my father when I was about 15, almost 16 years old. But he was sick when I was probably 8, 9 to 10, and so he really could not do things like other dads could. So what I was telling me, because of that, I had this void in my life where a man never showed me how to make that transition. So Brady was talking about that on this past Sunday, and he was just talking about what men do. And I'm not going to get into it, but I do have 3 things that I've written down here that I feel like I need to focus on. I still don't do a good enough job of this. And whenever I'm with Brittany, I want her to do these things for her son, Nicholas, who is 10 years old. She really has raised him over the last few years. And whenever you don't have a man in your life, like my mom, she raised me by herself. No, I have not read that. But I do believe a boy or a child, infant man, whatever you want to call it, he needs to have he needs somebody to show him how to do this, how to take those steps, how to progress. And at 44 years old, I can see this now, whereas I think a lot of people matured faster than me. They saw this. They knew what it meant. For me, I still struggle. How many of you people in here know how to put stuff together? How many of you people how many of you people, like today, Scott was outside fixing things around the house. I don't know how to fix anything. I don't want to fix anything, right, Scotty? Who taught you how to do those things, Scotty?
No one.
No one. You just kind of taught yourself. Well, number one, I've got 3 things I want to talk about. I'm going to get to number 1. I felt like for most of my life, I was too passive. And what I mean by passive was I probably didn't make enough firm decisions that was more of what a leader would do. And this is not just recently. This has been pretty much I didn't make decisions a lot of times until I just got mad. Like if you made me mad enough to make a decision, then I would do something. If you made me mad, I would forego the passiveness, and it was really a decision led more by emotion. How many people out there can make these hard decisions before they get mad? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Do you have anything? I need you to talk a little bit over there.
Well, I'm listening to you. I can't really talk about how a boy.
Well, throw some questions at me.
I'm
I might need a question from you.
not a boy or.
So I do feel like for me, and I'm talking about my own perspective. I was very passive in a lot of areas, and sometimes it would really. I'm such an emotional, but I'm a very relationship oriented person where I'm gonna really hold back from what I should say. Everybody, I appreciate the likes. Kathleen, appreciate you on here. Blair, thank you for getting on here. Your buddy Jennifer Roark is on here.
I see her.
Thank you for getting on here, kids. So I really struggled with making tough decisions, and they didn't become easier for me until I would get mad. So a lot of my decision making was led by my emotion. And that's such a huge weakness that I'm, well, the message at church, Ryan, was, it was Father's Day. And he was just talking about the difference between a man and a boy. And he talked specifically about that, but he was also talking to women, how women need to choose a man. I mean, I think you can be a man at 18 years old.
Well, one of the things that really stuck out to me that he said to differentiate a boy and a man is that a boy takes.
Yes.
And a man is a provider. He's a giver.
Yep.
And a boy just takes without concern of anybody else.
What else did he say?
Well, I remember him bringing up being passive, talking a lot but not acting on it.
I remember him also talking about, and I'm not getting on here to make this a church service. I'm just talking about this because this subject really resonated with me that day. But another thing he was talking about was taking action. Men will just take action, and whenever you take action, people will follow you. You can't be a talker. You've got to take action. Yep. So that's leading me into number 2. Is I didn't take near enough action. I did a lot of talking, but a lot of times my talking would weatherman. a lot of my talks never progressed beyond talk. I would come up with a great idea. I would come up with things, and fear would start to hold me back. Self-doubt would creep into my mind, where I would say, you know what, that sounded like a great idea then, but now this, or but this, and it led me to miss out on so many opportunities because I was either scared of them. Looking back now, let's take you for example. I don't know if how many of you people know this, but Brittany has started this new boutique in Murfreesboro where she had always wanted to do it, but there was something in her that didn't move forward. There was maybe fear, doubt, bad timing. I don't know. Stop the damn noise, take action on that. There was something that was holding her back, and Brittany has always been a very, very overthinking type of processor. You would really think about things. My talk wouldn't match it wouldn't, Ryan Mudd. But she made this decision almost, I've never seen her make a decision that fast. And this was like she went through one career change into another, and then just like that, she had already committed. And she had gone out and got a place where she was committed to $2,000 a month, no clients, but she decided. So I think men have to take more action, and I'm not saying specifically what you should take the action doing, but I do think you've got to take action and not worry about if it won't work. You can't live in fear. Like my buddy Scott Nagy over here, he made a huge decision to start a real estate company, and then he had some problems. Hey, let's talk about your situation, Scotty. I don't even know if Scotty's back there. Just shot. Not.
He's making some drinks, baby.
Hey, they're back here I'm sorry, he's back here making something. I don't know what he's doing. Thank you, everybody, for getting on here. But
he said stop the damn noise.
yeah, they're banging around. But for me, being passive, number one, and not taking. I mean, I would take a little action. I would move forward on things that I knew for certain. But I was very fearful of going out and taking risk. I had a huge fear of failing, and that is just something I think. And no matter what it is, I mean, we limit so much because of our fear. We're very fearful of things. Like, for example, I hate to fly. Scott's always trying to get me to go places, and I don't want to go because I'm sitting there thinking, man, that's like a 5-hour plane ride. There's no way in hell we're going to do that, Brittany, Renee. We need to go somewhere where it's like that hour to 2 hours. But think about what I'm missing out. Think about what we're missing out on because of the fear. Think about whenever you can't make decisions because of the fear. So the one thing that I've been working on is being able to live without consideration. And what I mean by that is being able to talk to people and have them. I'm no longer concerned about how they're feeling. Because again, my weakness is I'm so relational. I'm worried about not pleasing them. But I'm not trying to be rude. I'm never going to be rude. But what I'm saying is you cannot be overly concerned about how you're making them feel, or if you're going to be the nice guy, or if you're going to make them mad, or how's this going to affect you in the future. When you become a man, I think you got to make these decisions that you live by every single day. It's your code, whatever you want to call it.
Code of ethics.
It's your code of ethics. It's your non-negotiables. It's your morals. You need to live by these things that are in you, and no matter what. That doesn't change. The circumstances should never matter. So, like whenever I commit to something, like I've got a real estate deal that I've committed to tell this guy, look, it didn't go the way you want it, and I feel responsible for that. I don't know if it's necessarily my fault, but I believe it was, and I'm going to have to pay a substantial amount of money to help make this problem go away. False evidence appearing real. That's right. Well, fear holds us back. Randy Hoffman, does fear hold you back? Because it's probably been the biggest thing that's held me back. He's making noise. Actually, I was thinking.
Take it for fear. You are right. And level-head coach. Be safe and successful.
I'm starting to sweat. I got a suntan for once, and I'm getting a little stuffy in here. So here at number 3, Scott is making noise. Here's my last thing, and I'll go back through these a little more clearly. Being an only child, raised by a mother, she tried so hard to do everything for me. I really missed out on my independence. And what I mean by that is I've always got people to do things for me. Mm-hmm. That's what boys do. The other day, Brittany called me a boy. You're just a boy. But, I mean, I'm like, she makes my dinner.
After the service.
It was after that. But I'm looking back and I'm thinking about how often I need somebody to do things for me. I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm taking responsibility for that and saying, you know what? Booze will make you sweat. It's called spoiled. Hey, you know what, Jeff? I was spoiled. How do I overcome that at 44 years old? Think about when you're a spoiled child, how, like my girlfriend here, Brittany, think about how much harder it is for her to date a guy that's spoiled rotten by his mama. Think about that. Is that fair? I mean, is that fair for you?
I don't. It
you
doesn't
can
really
come out and
affect
say
me.
it, but it does because of I'm needing you to do more things for me.
But
like
I'm used
laundry.
to doing that
You
because
are.
I do it for Nicholas and I like doing that.
You
Some
are,
women
but
probably don't.
But
I
I don't feel like Scott, do you do all your own stuff? How independent are you? Do you do your own laundry?
Yeah, I've always been very independent.
You've always been independent. But see, I still don't know where you learned how to do these things because you went through a divorce.
I grew up on a farm.
Scott grew up on a farm. He had to work. Now, did you work with your dad? Did you see him?
Yeah, I worked with him, but I worked a lot myself too.
So he's a role model, though. Like you had a role model.
So you saw that, you witnessed that. It was man up, boy. Kathleen's got the new one, man up, boy. That's a little, hey, we can say that over my other one. Just shut. Hey, my mama did a great job, but there's still an absence of it. There's still a void at childhood when you don't have a father. And but there's always going to be a void. There's always going to be a void in your life from your childhood. Hey, Jeff Schatz over here talking about. So I'm the reason why I'm talking about these things is because it forces me to reflect, to look into myself and say, you know what, Tommy, these are still things you're not doing. I still have to do things. At times, I'm still passive. Whenever you're having a conversation with somebody and that person needs to hear the truth from me, am I always telling them what they need to hear? Hey, don't put that crying face on there. I saw that. Are you always telling people, your friends, your significant other, are you always being honest with him? Or are you holding back? If it's in your best interest, I believe, if it's in your best interest, and if I don't tell you what's true, but I made you feel good, was that me doing you a favor? Was that helping or hurting you?
Hurting.
Why would people not come out and tell somebody what the truth is? Why would they be passive?
Because, like you said, you're too relational.
I'm too relational.
Yeah. So it's hard for people to do that.
So people like me, as Stephen, the weatherman on here, Bill Wilson, John Jones, we focus on how we make other people feel. We're constantly managing people's feelings and emotions because whenever we say something to them, we don't like to feel bad about ourselves. We don't like knowing that we may have upset somebody. We don't like that could come back to hurt us in the future if I made you mad or if I made that person mad. So I'm working my way through these things to where I can just tell people, here's what I think. But you've got to be skilled at how you deliver the news. You can't just tell people something in a bad way. Hey, Carrie, thank you for getting on here, friend. Throw me a question.
Well, I don't really have one right now.
You ain't got anything? Because I'm struggling without your questions like you normally ask me. I need your help right now with this.
Do you feel that you still struggle with this on a daily basis?
I still struggle with all these
things.
I like to reflect and look at. I like to reflect and see how I handle situations. Whenever I have a situation, I like to debrief and think, what did I do there? How did I handle that? What should I have done? If I've got this code where I always want to be honest and upfront with people, I always, no matter what it is I'm facing, I want to handle it with character and leave them knowing, hey, I may not have liked what he said, but I respect how he did it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Joe, how are you doing? Go Tar Heels. You're so described my son right now. He doesn't ever want to hurt anyone. How old is your son? And that's not something that I think he's going to live in a lot of pain and insecurity if he does that. Because I've been in that spot. What was the turning point to make the decisions, become a man and go big things? The weatherman, do big things.
Do big boy things.
Do big boy.
Do big man things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still struggling with a lot of this stuff with man because everything I feel like I'm doing, I'm learning from friends. I'm learning from reading. But, I mean, it really, for me at 35, 36 years old, hey, Joji Holt, is when I started the road of self-development, self-improvement. And now I'm looking at several different areas of my life because what I'm the most curious about at 44 years old is my potential. What can I do? What can I do in this area of my life? What can I do? What is the maximum I can do in these areas of my life? And my coach, Michael Burt, told me this. Success in one area of your life does not justify failure in other areas of your life. So for me, right now, I'm feeling way too fat. Work has been good. We're having a great year. Relationships great, but you know what? Hey, you will be the first person. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just say you're getting the gift card this week. My favorite cousin Tammy, but Autumn's also on here. So, so success in one area of your life does not justify failure in another. So right now, a lot of things have gone well for me, but I'm very, very unhappy with my diet. Brittany's constantly on me about how bad I'm eating. So
I'm your accountability partner.
She is my accountability partner. But whenever you're telling me things, see, I can't let my emotions overcome and get mad at you, because really what you're trying to do is you're just trying to help me. So things are going well right now, but my health has been a huge letdown. I think I've gained 20 pounds in the last 6 months. Really, the last 3 years. Looking at those photos, it's the cheese and the eggs. Roy, don't tell her. No, see, Roy is somebody that has done a great job of raising boys and becoming a man.
Well, that brings up a good point that I was thinking of. And that when you are a boy and not a man, you don't make that transition, you're affecting so many people other than just yourself. You're affecting your potential partner in life. You're also affecting your children, men, boys and girls, because you're supposed to teach girls how a man is supposed to be. Does that make sense?
That perfect sense. Perfect. So, Weatherman, you asked, when did this change? I heard Grant Cardone say this one time, and it was so huge in my thought process. It's your duty, your obligation to do these things. And it may not. And if you're only saying, "Well, I don't care about that stuff," you're being selfish, because of the point Brittany just made. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for the people that are around you. Like when people say, "Well, you know what? I don't care about making that much money. I don't care about this." Well, it ain't about you. It's about the people that are around you, and it's also the people that you could reach out to and help. You could give back. So it's whenever you're doing this, whenever you're thinking about yourself, it's selfish. And hey, I'm an only child. It is very easy for me to think in Tommy perspective only. It's I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and that was the one book that helped me understand how other people are viewing what I'm saying and what I'm doing. That's good. That's a good point you made right there. You affect so many people around you. So many people. So whenever you're only doing it for yourself, it's very selfish.
You want to be a good example.
Well, what if somebody's like, "Well, I don't care about doing that. I'm just going to be me."
Well, then I feel sorry for their kids.
Ooh, man. I agree with you. Scotty, what are you doing over there? Hey, are you here? You want me to put this camera on you? I can't get health and workout. You know what, Kristen? I don't. I have not read the book, but I do know it. I do understand it. I have not read the whole book.
I want to read the one for children. I've heard about that one.
On Facebook, he talks about all this stuff. I do have a workout coach. Rod Key is my coach that I go to 3 times a week. Hey, there's my real coach, Michael Burt, getting on here. Me and Michael sat together at church last Sunday, and we were talking about this, about how boys take, men give. And looking back, for so long, I have been a taker. And I think it's okay to admit that if you are a taker. Hey, Scott, how selfish am I? Hey, thanks. Well, you know what? But hey,
pretty selfish.
That's things I've got to think about. That's things I've got to work on. But if it's better to be selfish and start acknowledging it than to be selfish and never even consider it. Hey, Tom Love, I appreciate you, man. I still want to go to lunch with you one day and talk about all the things that you've accomplished over the last 5 years. And hey, Tom, I have robbed so much of your EOS because now everything I'm really starting with is why. Everything is why. Well, tell me why you want this, or why are you looking at that? why is such a powerful question. If you're in sales, always, Tom loves it. People do not use you because of what you do. They do it because of why.
Start with your why, not your what.
That's right. And now, whenever I'm talking to people about a house, I'm the sales trainer at John Jones Real Estate, and so many people want to know, well, what are you looking for? I'm telling everybody to ask, why are you looking? Why is so much deeper whenever you ask, well, tell me why. Coach Burt, where are you? Hey, you could have been down here with us, but you chose not to. So these are the three things that I am really focusing on because I'm not near where I want to be. Even when it comes to being a man, I mean, I'm still thinking about my independence, about if I need things done, if it's on the computer, if it's a challenge, if I've got to read directions and put something together, I fail miserably at that. Mm-hmm. Hey, what are y'all talking about over there? Give me something. Give me a topic. You're prepared like me tonight, aren't you?
I got nothing. I think I had the winning point.
You did have the winning point about.
I made up for it.
But to talk about what Brady was saying about how men are boys. I mean, it really struck me when he said you could be a boy at 50. And it ain't about going out and having fun. It's about neglecting things that you should be doing for yourself, for your family, for the people around you. Like one of the no other place I'd rather be than watching this. Hey, is this Natalie or is this you? One of the things I think a lot of men struggle with is being right. Man, I'm going to give you a little, and this is hard to do, but I'm going to tell you.
A little nugget?
I'm going to give you a little nugget about how powerful acknowledgement is. Whenever somebody says, like Scott said, I'm selfish, acknowledge it. Whenever Brittany Renee says something, if I'm in my right mind frame, if I'm paying attention to all this stuff, I'll always acknowledge and agree with her because there's no arguing an agreement. And I think most men would rather be right than be happy. Do you believe?
Yeah.
So all you're doing is making your life. Man is known by his actions, not by his words. Actions reveal more by his character. That's right. Exactly right. So, where was I? What was I just talking about?
About Scotty telling you that, and then
Yeah,
if I ever
you've
tell
got.
you
I think men have to listen to things and
rather be
not
right
get
than
so
happy.
caught up about being right. Man, being right is such a waste of energy. The easiest thing you can ever do is just change your mind on something.
I believe every
60-40
relationship is
with
60-40.
unselfish.
With unselfish gives you 60 and hope to get 40 back.
Acknowledging and agree. I think I've probably always in relationships I've definitely have always probably been more of a taker. Unfortunately, but that's why I'm 44 and just now found Brittany Renee. But I've always probably thought more about, I'd always do nice things, but I was still probably way too selfish. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to my time or doing things that I want to do. It is about adding value into people, but if you're a selfish person, you don't really want to add value. You really only, you probably don't think about other people. You only think about you, and you're consumed by what you want or what you're thinking or your thoughts or what you need to do. What else do we have? I'm on vacation, everybody, in Florida. So this was probably not
30 minutes.
It's almost 30 minutes. I was probably not the most prepared for this, but this message hit me because me and Brittany were at church on Sunday, and it was Father's Day, and he was talking about what it looks like to be a man versus a boy. And this is the one thing that I'm looking back at for so long, being an immature boy. Being very immature. Tom Love, the EOS is changing people around the world. The EOS, I was telling somebody the other day about you, Coach Burt, that you are the best at articulating what you do. You're the best I've ever seen at that. It doesn't matter what it is. You are the best at articulating what you do to help people, what you do to make them better. You're the best at that. Ryan Mudd, good to see you on here. We're about to shut this down because I've been out in the sun all day and I'm sunburned. It sure is. All of these, greatest self-help book ever. It is in the Bible, but it's hard for me to read all that stuff, Roy Frazier, to be honest with you. I like hearing stories. I like hearing, I like whenever you tell me something that's biblical, I do learn from that. But it's very hard for me to open up the Bible and just start reading it because I've got ADD and I can't read well. Start looking over there, then I'm on the computer. I'm just not a good reader of the Bible.
Those bifocal contact
I
lenses.
probably need that. But I do like biblical stories. Maybe you ought to get me something on tape.
Would you listen to it?
I would listen to it. We could sit and listen to it right now. Roy Frazier, I will be back on Monday, but I'm gonna change my diet on Monday, Roy.
Need to find some healthier options.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start eating like my buddy Richard Fluharty, who's lost. How many pounds have you lost, Richard? What all have you been doing? Because you've gotten lean. You're looking good. Tom Love, when are you speaking again on your EOS? That bacon. I don't know if you got it. If anybody on here is a salesperson, you ought to look up Tom Love's. You ought to look up Tom Love's EOS score. He's got a booklet out there that breaks down. You know, a lot of people talk about their elevator pitch. Tell what you do, but the focus is on what you do. You need to tell people why you do what you do. Best way to do. Hey, can you tell me some stories, fella? So to go back through here, 3 things that I've struggled on from a boy to a man is being passive, not taking enough action, and my lack of independence. I'll leave for Michigan Saturday for 2 months, but call me. All right, guys, I've been going 30 minutes. I was going to keep this one short tonight. I don't know if you have any other questions. We'll go to the alley next, and I'll order you the broccoli. The alley, have you ever seen the alley on Main's broccoli? I mean, it's like huge.
Big heads of broccoli.
Hey, everybody needs to go to the alley on Main. But I would say the next time I go, I'm going to wait. So I am going to call you, Tom, the next time. Little fella, we'll see you soon. I do want to call you, Tom, to have lunch with you and talk about this in greater detail. So I'm about to shut this down for the night, and I'm going to be away from my phone for the next few days. Sorry, this was not we didn't bring the A game tonight, but I'm kind of tired. Hey, the alley was super good. It is super good. All right, guys, I'm about to shut it down, get on with my night, probably be in the bed in a minute. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a great night.